In case you don't know still, my name is Kolamide and you're listening to the Kolamide Podcast.
You ain't got a clue, let's be honest. I had a couple seasons made a forest. I put in the work and take the profit.
Hi guys, what's good? My name is Kolamide and you're listening to the Kolamide Podcast. And yeah, fun things on the episode today. I have Damian with me. What's good, G?
What's good?
Yo, what did you do this week, man? How was your week? I mean, the week that just passed.
The week that just passed?
Yeah.
It was mundane. Work.
Right.
Working out here.
Nothing fun you did this week?
Oh, damn. Fun.
Yo, we went out there.
Yeah, we did. We did have a night out.
Right.
But yeah, Friday doesn't count the rest of the week. That's the weekend. Once Friday hits, my week is over.
True.
But yeah, Friday was fun. Had a little going out at Kohinoor on the island. That was really fun. Colleague's birthday.
Yeah. All right, fine. That's all, man. I think that was the most fun I had, this week as well. What happened to me? Nothing. Oh, I played FIFA 20, although a demo, but yeah, that's the only thing that's happened. Anyway, so as I do on the show, I've got like 3 questions that people just, randomly send in to me. And then I'm going to ask you, then answer them myself as well. So first off, this person says, do you brush before you have your bath, or do you have your bath then brush your teeth?
Oh, that's a funny question. Actually, I brush before, depending. I think it just depends when.
Yeah.
When I think if it's like regular, like every day to come to work, then I definitely brush my teeth first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely brush my teeth first because the sink is closer to the door
Right.
than the rest of it. So it's just the first thing you do as you walk in. And then maybe if it's like a lazy day where I've kind of just lazy around and I haven't eaten anything, or I'm only going to eat when I go out, then I might shower first.
Do you eat before you brush your teeth?
No, I brush my teeth first. Even though I've actually heard it's better to eat first because the plaque stays in your mouth. Anyways, plaque only builds I think an hour after you eat anyways.
Yeah.
So brushing before you eat, it kind of nullifies itself when you eat. But I always do it before I eat. Maybe it's just a mental thing. Feels mentally better. Yeah,
for me, I mean, most times I brush daily, day to day, brush first, then have my bath. But then, like you said, a lazy day, I might have had my bath, eating even, and then brush.
Go back to brush your teeth.
So second question is, what's the biggest thing your home training has stopped you from doing?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What is the biggest thing your home training? So like your parents and like your parents' advice?
Yeah.
That stopped you from doing? Damn. This is some kind of deep question. Okay.
Yo, this one's for my brother. Oh, yeah. It was my brother.
We all... look, we all... I don't know. I can't... How do I pinpoint? It's the biggest thing that it stopped you from doing. Probably maybe my mannerisms when I meet people. So maybe I'm a much more calm.
No. So I feel like the question is, or maybe you would have done like internet fraud, or maybe you would have disrespected someone.
That.
So okay, but just because my home training,
killing someone, raping someone, I guess, right? Killing someone, raping someone. My home training is stopped from doing that.
For me, man, it's probably like stealing, like robbing a bank that time. Because like you watch shows like Money Heist, all the heist movies, and then it's like, yo, man, it would be cool to rob a bank. But obviously there's God, and then there's your home training as well.
Trust me, as I was growing up, one of my favorite movies was the Ocean's trilogy.
Man,
stealing art and robbing casinos seemed like the coolest thing in the world. But I wouldn't do that.
Cool. Just have to plan to steal. Yeah, would have just been cool. Right, so I knew there's always a sexual one, right? The last question says, would you suck your guy's dick for $10 million?
No, I wouldn't.
Are you sure, bro?
No, I wouldn't. 10 million? No,
10 million. How much would it take to get you to do?
Yeah, it would have to be like, we're talking billions, like
$1 billion.
Like money that can make you disappear, Yeah, exactly. Like you need money
because after you do that, you don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not boys anymore. First of all, after that, you're not boys anymore. You're now like a guy that you hooked up with. So you need to disappear after that. So no, 10 million. No, you gotta pay a lot of money for for that to even be a thing. You know?
Yo, man.
Would your boy even accept it? That's also a question. Would your boy even accept it?
Let's say he's down.
Unless maybe you're splitting the money with him. But would your boy even accept it?
Listen. Nah, I'll be honest. I'll do it, bro. $10 million. That's
you can't disappear for 10 million. 10 billion, you can.
I would
10
go.
10 billion, I would disappear.
I would
buy
go.
Private islands. And just go live there.
He would definitely not be like a friend that maybe we talk all the time, you know.
But it says your boy, so it has to be your closest friend. Like I don't think my closest
bro.
friend
I mean, that's it. So like you said, I'll probably just give him like $2 million and say, bro, let's never speak about it.
What if he asks for 8?
Is he dumb?
What if he asks for 8?
I did the
what if he says I want the majority?
Fuck your dick, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I'll ring somebody else up. I'll ring somebody else up and say, yo, are you ready? Do you want to make some quick cash? Fuck, Yeah, so like quickly, let's just go into stuff. I mean, not a lot of things happened on social media this week for me, but just, a couple of things that I saw. First off, I think Davido's proposal was everywhere, finally proposed. Yeah. And then she said yes. I mean, she was gonna say
she wasn't gonna say no.
Yeah, of course. And there's rumors of his babe Chioma being pregnant and stuff. I don't know how true that is. I mean, first off, I wish him happy married life or whatever.
Of course.
I don't know, man. With the whole beef between himself and Wizkid and everything. He's now gone on and gotten married, looking like he's about to settle down. He said before, I think. Maybe some years ago, he said though that he would, at one point quit music and then do oil business or something. Yeah, so I mean, I wish him luck. Although I think he's already starting to become a better person, because I saw he tweeted something a few days ago, and then somebody replied him, and then he was like, you know what? It was something about Wizkid, and he's like, yeah, Wizkid, our star boy, blah blah blah, doesn't deserve fans like you, and then everybody's like, yo. This is a new Davido. Old Davido would have said "fuck you" or some shit, and then he said, "Yeah, I'm married now." So I feel like
it's a different person.
Yeah,
but I mean, for him as well, I also believe. I don't know. In general, I think his career progression, anyways. I think he was always going to stop at some point.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You don't think he can stand the test of time?
No. It wasn't even that. But I mean, just so that. He's always made it public that his family never supported him to do it. True. So now that he's pretty much reached the pinnacle, I think, when it comes to his career, he's at the top. He's achieved so much, he's almost completed the game if it makes sense. Yes. So it makes sense that he would diversify. I don't think any musician, especially someone who has as much passion about music, because let's be honest, he didn't have to do music. Mm-hmm. He didn't have to. He wasn't exactly. He could have made money and a whole lot of things, but his passion for music drove him to do it. Yeah. And I feel like anybody who has that sort of passion, they never fully quit.
Sure.
So he might maybe stop with the albums, but I do think we'll get a Davido feature here and there on songs.
Nicki Minaj.
Exactly. We'll get a Davido feature here and there. Maybe a song even for a special, like a special
maybe involve
day
a politician's daughter.
Something like that.
Probably just performing low key.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Doing specific shows that are really targeted. But I don't think any musician with that much passion really retires completely.
Yeah,
retires completely. But I definitely wish him good luck, and he'll definitely have success. He's.
All right. I mean, speaking of music and everything, Wizkid. Finally put out a new song, right? He'd been teasing stuff for a while, Ghetto Love on the team. And then finally put it out. I mean, I heard it, and usually I don't like Wizkid songs. The past couple songs he's put out, Fever, even Soccer. I didn't really like it when I first heard it. And then it, obviously it's Wizkid, it will grow on you, It took me I think the song came out, didn't really do well like that. Then they shot the video and then came back. Same thing with Fever. Fever was even worse. Everybody was trashing the song. Fever is this. And then he put T-Wav in his video and then boom, the song blew up. So yeah, but then with this one, for some reason, I like it. It sounds like lazy Wizkid, the usual, the Wizkid that was on Beyonce's album isn't this Wizkid. I mean, yeah, because that one looked like he had purpose, yeah. But then this guy is just giving us his usual, same vibe and everything. But I still like the song. I mean, I saw a lot of people on the TL go, "Oh, Wizkid has come back with his rubbish, blah blah blah."
Yeah, talking about he's no lyrical content.
Yeah,
but I mean, Wizkid is always he's never made any any excuses for anything. He's like, he is what he is. He has a sound, he has a style, and you go to him for it or you don't. You know what I mean? So I mean, I think the song is quite a good song. It's a vibe. It's that mid tempo. I mean, as I told you, I think off air as well. It's essentially the same vein as the two features that he's done leading up to this. So
the one with Soft.
It was Soft, and then with Kolamide and Kabasa. Exactly. Yeah. So it's in that mid tempo. Yeah. He's already kind of shown us this is the vibe I'm going for. The massive feature he did last year with Skepta as well was also that mid tempo vibe. Yes. So I mean, he's already showed us like this is the vein of music I'm really inspired by. So we're probably gonna get a couple more songs like that, within that same vibe, and then we'll move on to the next.
Okay, but what do you think? Like with the whole Afro beats to the world movement, like Americans, everybody around the world, recognizing, Nigerian music, African music in general more. Don't you think like they should diversify now? Like if there was any time in the world
to diversify,
you shouldn't have been now, because people will get bored of like Africans for one already, not Nigerians at least, are tired of that, saying.
Well, yeah, we've been exposed to that sound for much longer. Like a kid in America, like probably hearing Wizkid with Drake all those years ago was probably their first. True. Like the average listener in America, that's probably their first exposure to African music. So for them, that's the vibe. That's the vibe. That's the vibe. Until we present them with a new vibe. First of all, secondly, we also have to keep in mind like the average American listener who's interested in Afrobeats, they aren't necessarily interested in the whole of Afrobeats as a genre. There's a certain formula of Afrobeats, a certain tempo which they can vibe to, a certain blend of like both maybe using slang and stuff or broken English and regular English, which they can recite as well along. So that also makes a difference. I definitely feel like we should start. I guess the new sound should be innovating and exposing it to them, but. Also, when you feed something so foreign, you know what I mean? Especially America in general, it's almost like a bubble, So they listen to the music from their region so much that anything outside is like a foreign. Oh, this is not us. It's like a new. This is not really us. But okay, we vibe it. He has a few songs with him. He has a few songs with American artists. Helps too. So if we are to introduce like this new Afrobeat, it does still have to fit a formula which they can digest, like a lot easier.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, maybe just because that's what's working now, let's just stick to that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But then look at what's his name, Burna Boy now. To me, he done Ye, which was the one that really put him out there with that song, and then with the Kanye mishap, whatever, and then he now put out a couple songs, Bono and which other one, Anybody, before he put out the African Giant album. But like on the album, there's a lot of songs, even on the Beyonce album as well. He done Jara, which was very Afrobeat, like Fela type, but just little switch ups and stuff. I'm thinking like all these guys are doing the same type of thing. They're not switching up. Burna Boy I thought would give us some old Burna Boy vibes, but he's still doing the same. So I really don't get. But like you said, maybe they just think, okay, this is what's working now. Why change anything, right? That makes sense then. Did you see anything crazy on your TL this week? You think anything that you can remember?
I can think about it.
Right,
not off the top of the head.
Right.
Not right now, but the guy who refused to get married.
Oh yeah, that was
the guy who refused to get married. So I was reading, or at least within that same thread. Yeah. I think they mentioned that that she was having an affair with
his friend.
Yeah, no.
His senator.
With a senator or something like that.
Crazy. Yeah, but then I also saw a tweet that said I think they finally got on and finished the wedding.
Yeah. There was also that he finally got on, and the pastor said, "Oh, the devil
tried to separate them.
He tried to separate them."
God,
I mean, with this sort of thing, personally for me, I don't think the marriage should have gone through because as much as it saves face, obviously for the families involved. For the people involved, it saves face for them, but that's not going to be a happy marriage. It's now a marriage built on It's now a marriage built on it. First and foremost. Secondly, the way he sees her and the way he's going to treat her is a lot different now, than it would have been. First and foremost, from now on, there has to be 100% transparency. I mean, she can't even walk into the bathroom holding her phone. You know. And then the fact he was actually walking away.
Yeah.
His first instinct was to walk away and to get it done. He had to be convinced.
Right.
He'll probably walk away
from
eventually.
Something similar, or even less.
If something else happens in there, he'll definitely walk away. So it's but I guess what the pastor was trying to do anyways was just trying to save face, make sure. But I definitely don't think the marriage should have gone through, especially if he found that out on his wedding day. If it was something that he had found out before that moment, and they were working on it up until that day, then okay, you've already been working on it, then at least, make that step. But if you find something like that on your wedding, I don't know, if it was me, I found something like that on my wedding day, the marriage is not happening anymore. That's just me personally.
That's it.
The marriage is the marriage is not happening anymore.
That day,
if it's something that we can, I don't know. It says he just found out that she was cheating with a politician. Now it's before they were married. Probably if you feel like, okay, this is still a girl that I'm invested in. I really, really want to make it work. Then of course you need to take time and make it work before you get married. Because as I said, once you make that promise to be with each other forever, you're basically saying that regardless of everything else that has happened, and regardless of what this shows me that could happen in the future, I still want to get married. So because of that thinking, I would say no, we're not getting married at the moment. We have to either talk this out or it's over, but we definitely can't get married
on that day.
Like on that day, it makes no sense. Makes no sense. And you're only doing it to save face as well, because you've already invited people,
money spent and stuff like that. Yeah. So me, the craziest, not even crazy, the funniest thing I saw on my TL wasn't even on my TL. I posted a video. There was this. My mom put on a WhatsApp status. Yeah, there's a video of Zlatan, right, Zanku and everything, but then it had like a gospel song playing underneath. It fucking synced so well, and then you would think he was dancing to a god. I thought, right, what the fuck? Who even put these videos and the song together? It was killing me, and I posted it, and then my mentions were going crazy. I had almost 2,000 retweets and stuff, and anyway, football,
Yes.
Yeah. Man City, man, fucked my weekend up. I didn't see the game.
I didn't either, but
I didn't see the game, and then I was just following on social media, and I watched it. I was streaming on my phone, and then the first goal went in. Second, I'm just like, you know what? I just end it. So I started getting I have this app that sends alerts of whatever Man City's playing. I got it and I thought, rah, man, 1-1, 2-0, bro. The next one, I thought, okay, 2-1. We're back in this second half, bro. 3-1. It fucking killed me, and I was getting bare calls. People say, "What's going on with your City?" Blah blah blah. But you're an Arsenal fan. You should know.
Yeah, trust me, I know about all these surprising results that kick you in the back of the head. I can remember, I think it was it might have been Crystal Palace last season where we had the same thing. We lost 3-2 at home as well.
Yeah, and
I think that was also that 1-0. Then we go 1-1, then 2-0, 2-1, then 3-2, and then bypass it. Nah, it was. Yeah.
You guys even drew today.
It was shocking. Bro. We even drew today. Yeah, I haven't seen the highlights. Haven't seen anything, but I did see it was a David Luiz penalty, which I guess we can expect from him.
Yes, no.
I expected this from him. I mean, he's one of those guys. He'll score goals during games. He'll help you to goals, but the same amount of goals is the same amount of points. He'll cost you at the end. Very injury prone, but I mean, I can understand why they bought him. He's a short term, very, very cheap. He was under 10 mil, a very quick. I mean, considering Chelsea bought him for 40.
Yes.
And we paid, I think, 9 for him. So that's a great just shortstop.
I mean, I bet they thought, okay, with his experience, he can sort of improve.
1 year to plug in. Plus, I mean, if we think about the mistakes we were getting from Mustafi, we've actually got a bit less from David Luiz. Even if it's maybe once every 2 games, because Mustafi would make one every game, you know. So once every 2 games, you know.
That's an upgrade.
But yeah, this draw is not. I mean, and it now gives Liverpool a nice head. I think it's 5
points.
5 points from
5 points
City.
Already.
5 points for City.
But then I don't know. For some reason, I'm just taking.
I'm not too worried though. I'm not too worried yet. Not because the season only just started. The season only just started.
Yeah, I mean,
there's only a few games. Liverpool have faced. Who have they faced from the top 4 now? Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, no. Arsenal aren't even top 4 because we didn't finish top 4 last season. They faced the Man United.
Yes.
Right, Man United.
Yeah.
Or is it Chelsea they faced? No.
Arsenal.
Chelsea faced Man United. They faced Arsenal. I think that's it. Yeah, that's the only team from the top 6 they faced, right?
Yeah.
So
we have played Tottenham. We have played only Tottenham as well. Man City's only played Tottenham from the top 4. But yeah, I mean, I'm not even worried because it's Liverpool. They were leading with 7 points at some point last season. We still won. So yeah, but I mean, it just hurts because I was looking at first we drew, so that was winning streak gone. Then at least we had not lost, clean sheet win. I mean, what's it called? No loss, at least for like the first 10 games, but then now we lost. So.
But I mean, secondly, when is he going to actually blood in like the new guys, the João Cancelo, and these guys? Like, these guys should.
Rodri already plays. Who is the new guy? There's Cancelo and then there's Angelino. Angelino is supposed to play left back. Zinchenko is doing okay. I think Walker is doing fantastic. Although he wasn't invited to the international friendly.
That was weird.
I'm trying to. I don't know. To me, this season Walker's done really well with Community Shield, the clearance of the line stuff. Yeah.
And then of course I think with the explosion of like Wan-Bissaka too.
Exactly.
But still, I mean, if you have a left back who's won the league 2 seasons in a row. A right back who's won the league 2 seasons in a row. You take him along.
I don't know, man. The game against Norwich that we lost, I don't know what Pep was doing. Didn't start De Bruyne. I guess I read some, comment.
De Bruyne might have a knock or something.
No, not even a knock. Like they said, the injuries he had last season was due to fatigue. He played a lot of games for Belgium, for Man City. So maybe, I don't know, for some reason he was rested.
He's also quite injury prone, so I understand kind of wrapping him in.
Especially because Champions League is coming up.
That's true. So more games are coming.
Exactly, first round of Champions League. Crazy shit, but I mean, it sucks to lose because Liverpool fans are just chatting shit now.
Liverpool's fans would always chat anyways because they've won the Champions League,
right?
6th European Cup, so everything's going well. But I will say though, funny enough, this is probably one of the most unmemorable Champions League wins because
boring,
since that night, I don't think anybody else except for Liverpool fans have been talking about it. When Barcelona won it, every fan was talking about it. Yeah. When Real Madrid won it 3 in a row, everybody talked about it.
Exactly.
Bruh,
the final itself was dead. 2-0 was just one penalty.
It was always expected though to be quite drab. It was always expected to be like that. But it was not even just 2 English teams. It's the 2 teams that were there. We're always gonna play on the defensive and counter. Yeah. And whoever took the most of their chances would have won it. And it was Liverpool.
I was pissed, man. Poch benched. What's his name? Lucas Moura for that game. I thought he scored. He got you guys to the final. So stupid. Anyway. So this last one, I feel like you're even best to talk about it with. It's not really like a question. It was just some tweet I saw, and then there was a thread and stuff. Anyway, it's about like, first of all, just to sort of give people like background, a little background to you. You were born in Nigeria, right? Born in Nigeria.
Raised in Nigeria.
Wait, where?
No, I was born in Enugu, in my grandmother's maternity clinic.
Oh,
Enugu, actually.
Sick.
And then, so I spent the first 3 years of my life. We lived here in Lagos.
Okay.
And then about for like maybe 7 years or 8 years before we moved to the Netherlands.
Okay.
For that.
But uni was in
In London. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kingston University.
Okay, mad. Now, you've been back how long?
Since January.
Since January, cool. So, this whole thing was about your accent, what you should sound like, or how long it would take you to be in a place to switch, or, everything about that. Do you think that, first of all, do you rate people based on their accent? Say you meet someone for the first time, they speak a certain type of way. Do you think,
accent, no. Maybe the way that they express. So in terms of like word choice, then I would say, okay, like I would usually look at the way that somebody describes things and stuff and say, okay, this is the sort of person that person is. But accents, no. I mean, when we arrived in the Netherlands, I went to an international school. So from a young age, like it was kids from everywhere. I've heard all kinds of accents. Smart kids from Japan who could barely speak English, but in math class they would get A's. In English class even they would be on the top score. So I've never like accents, no, but definitely vocabulary and like the way they speak. The way they speak about things, you can. I would make a judgment. Like I had a guy from Spain. Yeah. And he would like the only words he knew in English were cuss words. It was ridiculous. I mean,
because like if you're learning a new language as well, you want to.
You normally learn the cuss words first, actually. And all he would do, like anytime you'd ask him anything, it would be fuck. It was just cuss words. But actually, funny enough, he went on to university to study, I think, biochemical. Something. I think biochemical engineering, something like that. So I don't know. I mean, maybe we judged him wrong, but
all right.
But yeah, he was one that everybody saw as like a hooligan because he would just cuss. But accents, no. And I don't think you should do that because accents are a reflection of the language which you've learned. So that's all it is. It's a reflection of your first language. Mm-hmm. So a dumb kid from the UK could sound like the Queen, but not know anything, And you only think he sounds like the Queen because you associate the British accent with royalty. So accents, no, I don't judge people based on accents.
It makes sense. I mean, so also, do you think it would say you lived in Nigeria for 14, 15 years, or say 20. You lived 20, then moved to like the UK, for instance. Do you think like if you still sound Nigerian, after say another 3-4 years or 5 years in the UK, do you think that means you're sticking to who you are? I need to keep my culture or whatever, or it's just I'm not flexible enough to learn, something else.
I don't think it has to do with keep your culture though, because with linguistics have a lot to do with, first of all, the age that you move somewhere. Mm-hmm. So for example, me and my sisters, we for example learned Dutch at a faster rate than my mom and my dad did. Because we were much younger. When you're exposed a lot younger, your brain kind of absorbs these things a lot quicker. Right. So I don't think accents necessarily have to do with culture, with like cultural stuff, because that's like your linguistics are just a language that you've spoken for a while. Mm-hmm. The same way that like an African, for example, who maybe lives in France for 10-15 years, speaks French every single day. At some point, he'll pronounce certain words in a different accent than he would. Now, the second part, you said,
if you don't, so some people live in the UK for 5 years, they still sound Nigerian. Yeah. And then some other people, same age even, when they was 20.
Environment then, if you spend most of your time around Nigerians, and you're still speaking your language, true. Whether it's Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, whatever's in Nigeria, then of course, naturally, your environment kind of keeps you within that cycle. But yeah, I don't think it has to do with maintaining culture at all, because accents change too. Accents change like all the time. Like if you take someone who's been in Lagos for 20-something years, put him in for another 20-something years in another country, the way he speaks will change. It'll change. The way he speaks will change. It's just those things change on and on. Like even like certain words, like there's certain slang words that I wouldn't have used while I was living in Holland, but living in the UK, they just become a part of your vocabulary. When everybody says it, and it's the only way to communicate.
Yeah.
You know, then you adopt it and you just start.
Right.
You know, you start
Exactly. For me, yeah, I feel like it boils down to the personality. You know, there's people that if you're very maybe social stuff, yeah, the slangs especially, you know, I know like Nigerian slangs, like maybe, although these days, you know, a lot of them are becoming like words from like people like Zlatan, Naira Marley, you know, all these things. But even like on a regular day, pop culture or pop, the social pop, whatever of a normal Nigerian, you know, there's words like scrap, like dead guy, like, you know, stuff like that, you know. If you said those things, then it will tell where your headspace is at. Yeah. If I meet someone for the first time, I wouldn't judge the way they sound. Exactly. It's just, you know, things like the words they use. Exactly. But then a lot of Nigerians now, you know, if he sounds like this, if he sounds like Damian, then yeah, he's a bit smarter than, you know, a guy that sounds like this. But then there's also the fact that some people like to sound a certain way as opposed to, you know, another type of way. And it doesn't mean that, you know, this is... I don't know. You said now that you don't think it's a cultural thing because some people think, oh, you're trying to sound like this, you're leaving your culture, this. I don't think exactly. So, but if you just genuinely like, say, I listened to an Indian for the first time in my life and I like the way he sounds now, I would still speak English. I would still speak, you know, but I just like to speak like, yeah, because for me, yeah, a lot of people ask, did you travel this? When I was like 10 years old, I used to listen to the radio a lot. And a lot of people on the radio then would sound like this. Yeah. There's you now, you're talking, right? And then there's me. There's a distinct difference in the way we speak, exactly. But I just feel like I pronounce words, you know, properly, or I try to at least, not the usual way like a normal Nigerian would do it and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I don't think people should judge other people on accents and stuff.
On accents, no. Like as I've said, accents are just a part of linguistics, and also with words, it's like the way you say words has to do with how you want to present yourself as well. You know what I mean? So if you want to be seen as like, yo, I'm a guy who's just in the know of all the slang, then of course you naturally use more slangs. And it's also, I guess at our age, it's also a career thing too, right? Like a guy who works in a bank spends more of his day speaking a certain way than a guy who's maybe a musician. Or a guy who's an artist, like a painter or something like that. You know, so he'll use different words in his vocabulary too, you know, because his work environment, his social environment is usually different, you know.
All right, man. Cool. So let me just ask you this before we sort of wrap up. What songs are you feeling at the moment? Top 3 songs that you're enjoying now.
Okay, Wizkid, Ghetto Love. It's definitely in there. Gun Buddy, this Burna
Boy, and
George's.
Just
yes, and then her too.
Yeah.
And then damn, what's another song? That's a very good. Well, I mean, this song's already been out for a while, but I just recently saw the video and I really started digging it again. Shay.
Okay. No. She done a remix with Tiana Taylor.
Yeah, with Tiana Taylor. Yeah.
Yes.
The Shay remix with Tiana Taylor.
My list.
That was it. That was also yeah. I saw the video and I really like. You know, the song is a jam too. You know, Tiana Taylor is very talented. Very talented.
Very. She can sing, she can rap, and then her body is just amazing, bro.
Yeah, right.
But I feel like, you know, if you're talking about like bad bitches, you know, people like Cardi B, Nicki Minaj will come up and say, yo, I'm a bad bitch. But yo, Tiana is like, you know, when you see her do stuff with her husband on stage, you just know that these people be fucking like wild in their bedroom. You know?
Like that's another level.
Yo, if I could have sex with one celebrity, Tiana Taylor, man.
2 athletes.
Straight up. Yeah. God. I watched the video, the one with Shay. Anyway, just to sort of wrap this up, I always put out like 3 songs I feel like you guys should listen to. First one is Ghetto Love by Wizkid. You know, people can say whatever they want about it.
It's a jam.
It's a jam, bro. It's a fucking jam. So yeah. Ghetto Love by Wizkid. You better.
I'm not sure why it's named Ghetto Love though, because he always says that once. I think in the whole song. Ghetto Love. That's all. That was all. She's a ghetto babe, and he loves her. I think that's what it is. Another song that I think you should get is the one that he just mentioned. Shay, Give Me Love remix with Tiana Taylor.
the original is with Runtown. I really like the original as well, but then obviously the remix for Tiana, I fucking love it. I don't know how she got Tiana to be on the song, but hey, good for you.
Connects.
Yeah.
Is she managed by? I don't know. Is she managed by a management company out there?
I don't know. The last I heard, I think it was Universal Music. I'm not sure. Universal Music Nigeria. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, if she's with Universal, then
I'm not sure, but I think
these things can naturally happen. You know?
Yeah. These days, I like that. There's a lot more collabos these days, and it doesn't. Before it used to surprise us, the band just Snoop Dogg, P Square and Rick Ross, exactly. But then now it's just, it's like they're even coming here to sort of,
of course, new markets, new market,
Afrobeats,
and I'm sure that the amount of money they get paid for shows out here is just as lucrative as the ones out there. So
Nigerians have money now,
so I'm sure that they're also searching for new markets.
Yes, most likely. All right, the last song on this, I got the FIFA 20 demo. I played it this week, like I said before, and FIFA, they always have like songs that will just stick in your head because you play it to us and then you hear the songs.
I used to find songs.
Yes, from FIFA. FIFA 15 had Quabs.
This group, MGMT. I think it's MGMT they're called. MGMT they're called. It's like electronic.
Yes.
Like FIFA 2014.
14. Yeah. There was also this thing on there. The people that performed the two Champions League finals or the last. What's their name? Fucking hell. Wait, hold on. I have to find.
Google. The information age is all.
Bro, Imagine Dragons. Yes, Imagine Dragons. Yeah, they were on FIFA. Yeah, Imagine. I knew it. Imagine Dragons, yeah. So, but anyway, this is a new song I heard on FIFA 20. There's a Nigerian singer that was trying to get her song on FIFA 20, Lady Dolly. They were, her fans were atting EA Sports to, but I guess it didn't work this time. Maybe FIFA 21, I think. Your songs on FIFA, you're blown, bro.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, the reach,
just the amount of people
around the world by FIFA, so they'll,
Yo, that's crazy.
Streams are gonna come after that. So once they dig the song, then it gets added on their playlist.
Spotify.
So streams go off, and then YouTube. Yeah, it's definitely a platform. It's definitely a platform to go.
Yes, and then speaking of that, the new NBA 2K has Zanku dance steps. I saw it for your celebration and stuff. It was, Zlatan I think put it up on his page. Somebody recorded the guy was doing the whole Shaku and then Zanku, and I'm like, wild.
Wait, so is this like an expansion or like an actual in-game?
In-game, like when you're building your player, you can peak your celebration. So like when you score.
Wow. But how? Like, was there a basketball player who did this?
Yo, I don't know.
This dance move, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe a basketball player did it, and then because that's usually how these dances end up in the video games,
Yeah, because
once an athlete within that sport has done it, then
like when what's his name, when Iwobi did the Shaku, I think at Arsenal, there were people saying this. Let me check Zlatan's page. I saw it. Yeah,
but that's big. That's big for
huge,
sure,
bro. Yeah, this is it now.
Oh wow.
Listen, that's it. Everything is on there. So anyway, the last song from the thing is last one from my list is Runaway. I don't know. Wait, which one is the group? I don't know which one the name is. I don't know which one that song. Okay, no. The name of the group or artist or whatever is Runaway, and the name of the song is Half Alive. So with that, we sort of come to the end. I hope you guys had fun listening to this. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share. Make sure you play it for your friends and your enemies. Play it for everybody. Damian, my guy. Thanks, man. We have to get a female on here. We have to find somebody. Yeah, we should. Actually, I invited someone, but she couldn't make it this week. So maybe next weekend we would get her. All right, guys. Oh, shit. I always forget my magic word these days. You know what? Because I've forgotten, the magic word will be forget. Last week, my friend from Texas won the thing. Yeah.
How do you buy airtime?
Yeah, I told her, I'm like, yo, at this point, you should send me airtime.
Exactly.
She's like, no, because she always, like, every time I put one out, and then she hits me up and said, oh, your magic word. I'm like, oh, you're late, But then this time, she was actually the first. So shout out to Skafire, man. Kafaya's always listening. Now she's in. Let me not give her too much info. But yeah, Kafaya, man. Yes, she's no longer in Texas anyway. But yes, she's in Nebraska. You people cannot find her. All your village people can't fly to Nebraska.
Omaha,
it's fucking cold there, so don't die. Shout outs to Kafaya. I love you, girl. Thank you to everyone who listens. Keep sharing, keep posting, keep liking and subscribing. We will hit you up again next week. This is the Kolamide Podcast. Peace out.
Peace.